And so mainly what we're going to be looking at is the ice accumulation on either sides of the alleyway, because that's normally where our trucks are going to be traveling. We look to see if there's any hazards of our trucks sliding left or right, possibly endangering people's property, getting off the alleyway concrete, falling into the soft mud or causing ruts. If there's a hard compaction of ice, doesn't really matter how heavy or how well your tires are, those trucks will slide.
So in this alley that we're at right now, how's it look as far as a truck being able to come through?
So far, it's not too bad. As you can see, we've got where all the ice is melting down the center of it. Now right here, we can see there's an intersection and a large accumulation on the right, which is where the trucks may be turning right or coming in from that opposite direction and may need to cut that corner pretty tightly so as to not hit the resident's fence. That in itself could be a problem. If they come around here and their rear tires break loose, they could fishtail into a fence. As you can see here, there's not a lot of traffic that's broken up this ice, so this is pretty heavy here. Now my fear would be that our trucks would be coming down here, and our trucks don't go fast. They go 4 or 5 miles an hour, but the inertia after hitting the brake can cause that truck to slide well into the residential street, and that's what we want to avoid by all means. So you can see here some of these cars haven't moved in days, and you've got large patches of ice all alongside either side of the street. So if we were just bypassing this road, that would be completely fine. But if we saw that this was a residential street pickup, this is where it would be challenging, because we would have to dive into left or right of those streets. And as you saw when we were trying to pull into this alley, I had a little bit of trouble trying to get off the edge of the road. So that's another concern that we look at.
Well, first of all, safety is your first concern.
Right. And it's not only the safety of our drivers, but the safety of our residents as well. You know, we want to make sure that that when we go out there, obviously we want to service our community as much as possible and make sure that there's hardly any downtime. But at the same time, is if we can bypass a day or two and totally relieve our worries of damaging property or putting our drivers at risk, we'll do it. We'll just completely just shut off for a day or so and just pick up where we left off. And so, like I said, if we were coming down the residential street and all we had to worry about was just passing through the street, it wouldn't be an issue. But with us having street pickup and then also having to get to some of these alleyways, then it could be a real hassle. One of the things that we not only have to worry about with alley pickup is like some of our bulk and brush crews. They do have to go down these residential streets, and they, like our knuckle boom truck, for example, that uses a claw to pick up the bulk goods or the bulk trash from the front of the homes. They can't be in the middle of the street. They just don't have that sort of reach. So they would have to veer off the road to get better access to the trash. But, you know, in instances like this, that's where it would be kind of up in the air whether we would put our brush crews through that type of predicament. A lot of the time we try our best to make sure that all the residents are served, all the resident trash needs are met. So if we have to miss a day, that's not too bad. We can always pick it up the next day or work late the following day to pick up on and get back on track. As a department for the city, it is our responsibility, especially when we have CDL drivers, to make sure that these guys are safe and responsible on the road. We put them out on the road. That's our name on the side of those trucks. You know, we want to make sure that we don't put somebody out there that could cause harm because of the conditions that we put them in. We want to make sure that they're safe 100% and keep those safe around them. So it's a huge responsibility to make sure that this is going to work for both parties, residents and for the city themselves.